What's up, everybody? Welcome to Le Mans here in France. We are getting ready to do an hour-long endurance race. For multi-class, we're going to have LMP1s and GT3s running at the same time. We already did our qualifying just a moment ago. But let's go ahead and let's get into this one. We had a pretty good race. We had a full field, so let's go ahead and get into it. So here we are coming around the start to get ready for this race. Kiwi is going to be starting off in the GT1 field in the 919 hybrid. And then I don't know who's in the GT3 field, but I believe Squash is starting in dead last for the GT3s. We are underway though. Kiwi leading off the field in the LMP1s, and next not far behind him, Jock, Harrison, Silver Bullet, and Sim 1 through 6. Wolf and Voza following up in 7 and 8, and that is your LMP1 field. There they are as they go across the first and second corner. Coming up to the very quick left-hander. And Kiwi's gained quite a bit of time between him and NX. We're going to go to the GT3 field. There's Voza and Wolf coming up. We're going to drop back here. Pan Am leading off the GT3 field in the 919 RSR, or the 911 RSR. Lacrosse in P10 or P2 in their field, running, I believe it is the Toyota Supra. Then we got NW Star in the Warrior Motorsports Lexus there. Ilmo and Seb's following it behind them. So right now your GT3 leader is going to be Pan Am in the 911 RSR. We're going to keep an eye on them. I overshoot the corner right there and I drop down to P8. I've got to let Voza go by. Voza gets a pass on me and I've dropped down to dead last in the LMP1 field. Wolf is right on Sim's tail here. He's going to be in that slipstream trying to overtake him. Remember, this is not a lap race. This is for 1 hour straight. And Wolf and Sim going into the corner now. Wolf looking for an overtake, and he doesn't have it. I think he might have a better run, though. NX getting a little sideways there, almost losing control of his car. He's in the TS050 Hybrid 2016. And Sim's going to be right on his tail in the Audi R18. Wolf not too far behind. Actually right on Sim's tail. They're going to go into the corner now. Very quick right-hander. Sim's got the outside line. NX is going to defend the inside. And I think Sim may have a run. He doesn't. He tucks behind NX there. And there's a pretty close race for the 4th through... I think it's 4th through 8th, actually. All battling for those positions. There they are coming up down the straightaway. A little bit of contact there between Sim and NX. A little bit of position changing. Wolf overtakes the driver and drops down. Sim getting into the dirt a little bit there. Harrison not too far from Jock. Jock's going to have the P2 position right now, and Kiwi is going to be leading off the LMP1. So we're going to go down to the GT3 field. Milex is falling behind. Katusa also kind of falling behind. Squash and Sebs are battling for 13th and 14th. I'm not sure what position that is for their field. It looks like it is position 6. Okay, they're fighting for 6th and 5th right there. A little bit of contact between Squash and NW. NW now trying to get ahead of Squash. He has the advantage, but Squash has got to run, and then we got Sebs trying to overtake both of them, and he's kind of getting blocked in back there. Both of these drivers battling it out, going into the very swift chicanes here. Umo and Lacrosse, I believe, are battling for position. Lacrosse has got the position. Umo is in the Genesis X GT3. Coming up to the last couple of corners now. Lacrosse is still quite a ways ahead. We're going to go back up to Pan Am. Pan Am is leading the GT3 field. Going up to the final corner now. And I believe he will set the fastest lap for the GT3s. Starting lap 2 now. We're 2 laps in. I believe we go 17 or 18 laps. I'm not completely sure. I'm going to go back up here to Voza. Voza's falling behind in the LMP1 field. He's in the GR010 for the Toyota. And then we got me. I'm also in a Toyota, but it is the TS030, the 2012 model. And I am trying to catch up to NX, who is not too far ahead of me. He's right there in the 2016 hybrid. I'm just ever so slightly catching him. Going down the straightaway. He's got to catch up to Wolf, though. Wolf is now into the P5 position. And I believe he will stay there for quite a while. Sim quite a ways behind Harrison, but Harrison is trying to catch up to Jock. Harrison's not completely there. There's a pretty big spacing between 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the LMP1 field. Quite a few fast drivers now. So Kiwi flies by, Jock goes by, Harrison, Sim's coming around the corner, overshoots it a little bit there. Wolf is coming up now. NX, Silver Bullet, and Voza is just now going into the chicane. Gonna go back to the GT3 field now. Pan Am is still dominating the GT3s in the Porsche 911 RSR. Lacrosse, I don't know if he's got a battle going on. Emo's looking for a pass there, trying to get across the Lacrosse, and he does. He gets up into that P10 position. I think it's P2 for the GT3s, but he does get it. Squash is not far behind. Oh, getting a little sideways there. He saves it, though. Lacrosse is still in the race here. They are battling now. 2 through 4 are actually battling for those top 3 positions. We are 6 minutes into this 1-hour endurance race, and we've already got some pretty good battles going on. Ooh, Lacrosse overtakes Emo again, and Squash is in the battle now. Squash is now in Emo's slipstream, going down the back straightaway. Or the next, not really back, at the front, I guess. I don't know any of these tracks' names for the corners and straights or anything. 3 wide now, going down the straightaway. Into the corner. A little bit of contact there between Squash and Emo. Or no, it was Squash and Lacrosse. Emo still got the position, though. All of the GT3s pretty close up to each other, but the LMP1s are all spaced out. We're going to go back to the LMP1s now. Pan Am still leading the GT3s. Voza just now coming around the last corner. Me as well. Setting a 35. It's not what I want to be doing. NX is battling Wolf here, going into the first couple of corners. NX has got the run on Wolf, but Wolf might be able to defend that position. Going into the curves. And he overtakes Wolf. Wolf's going to look for a retake on that position after dropping down into P6. NX not too far ahead of him. He's still got some playroom there to try to catch back up. Seen a couple of penalties so far from people shooting over the track limits. I believe NX has got the P5 for now. Sim is looking to try to catch up to Harrison. They are pretty spaced out. Overshoots the corner there. Harrison quite a ways ahead. And I don't know if he's too close to Jock. I think they're not too far from each other. Jock is in the Audi R18 2016 model. Still no battles really going on in the LMP1 field. It seems like the GT3s are more interesting to watch right now. We're going to go back to the GT3s. We'll see where Cat's at. Cat coming around the first couple of corners now. He's my teammate for the race. He's in the Toyota Supra 2018. He's got Buddy the Elf on the side of his car. Sebs is trying to catch up to NW Star. NW Star is quite a ways ahead of him. Both of them running for the Warrior Motorsports team. They're just on 2 different teams, quote unquote. Squash is not far from Lacrosse. Actually gaining on him in that slipstream. Looking for an overtake. Will he go for it in this corner? He goes at the inside and gets into Lacrosse there and forces Lacrosse off the track. So Squash will actually probably get a penalty for that after the race, forcing another driver off. And he doesn't give the position back. Sebs now overtakes Lacrosse. Lacrosse drops down into P4, I believe. Yep, nope, it's P5. Because P6, maybe. Yeah, it is P6. Unfortunate. Oh, Lacrosse is catching up to Sebs now. Lacrosse has got the line. Sebs overshooting a couple corners there. Lacrosse might actually be able to catch him. Super's definitely got the straight line speed here. Lacrosse is in his slipstream as well. That's going to assist with him catching up to him. Quite a few battles going on in the GT3 field. All the LMP1s are still spread out though. 8 LMP1s and 8 GT3s. Lacrosse looks for the inside line. He doesn't really have it though. And W Star trying to catch up to Ilmo. Ilmo is actually looking for an overtake on Squash here. Squash is trying to defend that position on him, that P2 position. Looks to the inside. Ilmo will get the overtake, I believe. Yes, he does. No contact there. It looks like they almost got into it. Squash tucking behind Ilmo's slipstream. He's going to have it going into the next couple of corners now. On the brakes, Ilmo will keep the position. Overshoots a little bit. I think Squash might overtake him. A little bit of contact there. They keep it going. They don't wreck out. They keep it going. They're going straight. Look good, look good. And they are continuing. We got a car spinning out up front. I think that was me. That was me. I think it was. We're going to go back and watch the replay. We're coming up to the first couple of corners. I think I get under the throttle a little early, and I end up spinning out. And I try to get it straightened back up again. So, staying on the inside line, braking so he can get around me. And now I'm back on the throttle trying to get my spot back. That is unfortunate for me, as I completely throw away my position there. Boza overtook me, but it looks like I might be gaining on him already. Going down the back straightaway. Might have a chance here. As I tuck into his slipstream, looking for any sort of overtake I can make on him. We're on board now with Boza. As he goes into the next couple of chicanes. See me in the mirror up there. I'm very faint in his mirror. It looks like he will keep his position here as I drop behind just a little bit. Next time around, we're going to go full throttle, so you guys can just watch the cars for the next the next lap or so. That way I can get a little bit of break here. Boza almost losing grip of his car and spinning out. Wolf now trying to catch back up to NX. He's not too far behind, but he's got some catching up to do. NX is trying to catch up to Sim. Sim is keeping that P4 position locked down. I think we've got a battle going on between Harrison and Jock. Harrison's going to tuck into Jock's slipstream, going down into the next corner. Harrison looking for any sort of mistake here by Jock to capitalize on it. And they both go into the dirt. Harrison just goes into it a little bit too much harder than Jock did. Jock now still trying to keep his position locked down and locked tight. I think he will be good. So we are 13 minutes in out of this 1 hour race. If you guys wonder why I didn't edit this video afterwards, it is because it was so long that YouTube would not allow me to post it. So, well, YouTube would allow me to post it, but it is too long for me to be able to fully edit. Jock still defending that P2 position. Harrison's dropped behind just a little bit. Let's go watch the GT3s again, because I don't think there's anything interesting going on right now. Looks to me like we are all good up in the LMP1 field. As I fly through this section here. I get onto the curb, get sideways, and I slam into the wall. Let's look and see what the damage looks like on the car. So I've got entire left side damage, front and rear damage, and my engine is damaged. So I'm only barely hitting 70 miles an hour trying to get up into the pits now. And that is unfortunate for me. And I think I will head into the pits and try to get some of that repaired. So this will be my first pit. I think the first pit of the race. I'm also going to change tires off of the softs and onto the mediums. After that incident happened there. See my pit crew running out to assist me with the pit stop. The LMP1s are absolutely losing me now as I go into the pits. They are on the back straightaway as I am on the front trying to get my vehicle fixed and new tires put on it. And I don't think anyone else in this race has decided to pit yet. I think it will just be me. Look, you can see the damage on the car there. The front left light is actually completely demolished. And they will drop me down and I will come out of the pits now. Very far behind the LMP1 field now. Pan Am coming up to the front straightaway now in the GT3 field. We'll see what he does. These GT3s burn through fuel and tires a lot easier than the LMP1s do, especially on a long track like this. We'll see what Pan Am does. Pan Am goes into the pits. Looks like he's going to go ahead and change his tires. I don't know if he grabbed fuel or not. Pan Am goes into the pits here for the first time during this race. And I don't know if he's going to be overtaken by... Oh, we got another driver that also just went into the pits. Not sure who that was. Looks like Squash has gone into the pits. And Ilmo and Lacrosse will overtake Pan Am and Squash. Pan Am still hasn't gotten his tires changed yet. And W Star overtakes him as well. Pan Am going into the pits now. Trying to get his tires changed off and get new ones on. We're going to go to Squash. Squash also pulling into the pits now. Getting his tires and stuff changed for the year one racing team. They're going to swap him and get him some new ones on. Softs to mediums, I believe. It looks like, yep, he will go softs to medium. And Cat has overtaken him for the P14 position. But keep in mind, he is not actually in P14 as there is also LMP1s running here. So Cat now will gain a position. Pan Am drops down quite a bit after hitting there on that lap. Seb's now coming down the back straightaway, trying to catch up to a couple of the other drivers. I believe they are all spaced out now, trying to catch up to each other. Lacrosse running for the DDNW team. For those of you that don't know, it is essentially the second team for the DDRU. But they represent the Warrior Motorsports, so he's representing both the DDRU and the Warrior Motorsports communities running this race. Rumo is not too far ahead of him. And there's me coming up to the straightaway now. It'll be quite a while before I hit there. Wolf and Jock now going into the pits, getting their tires and stuff changed. Jock will get some new tires put on here. I believe he might go to mediums. And the Audi R18, and he gets dropped. Let's see what Wolf does. So Jock is getting fuel as well. Jock gets fuel and goes up to 100, and he gets the medium tires put on. Wolf goes into the pits as well. Now I've already pitted, so that might help me out in gaining a little bit of time on these drivers. Wolf gets his tires set, and he gets some fuel. Boza goes into the pits, and I'm coming up straightaway. It's actually going to take me a while before I get there. This is the notorious turn that destroyed my car last time. Let's see if you can hear me slowing down there out of fear of what happened last time. And we are all good. We've had 5 complete laps of racing for the LMP1s. Skip the curb there. And goes off the line. That might be a penalty. The FI or the Warrior Motorsports marshals and officials will probably give me one after this. I wouldn't be too surprised. go back up to the LMP1s up here. Bozo's trying to catch up to Wolf. Wolf trying to catch up to Jock. Jock's quite a ways behind as well. I think Sim just spun his car out. He did. He's trying to get his speed back after the incident there. We got another car spinning out, I think. Yep, I think a GT3 has just spun. Yep, we got a 911 RSR there that just spun out. Mindlick spins out. And I think another car was involved as well. Harrison got spun out as well. So that will be a virtual safety car for the entire field. Both GT3s and LMP1s, so they're going to try to catch up to each other now before we go racing again. So we'll go ahead and skip to that. Kiwi leading the LMP1s. And I think Squash is leading the GT3s. Wolf gets spun out there on the restart. And we stay green. Kiwi leading the LMP1s. NX right on his tail, and Bozo right behind him. All of them battling for the 1, 2, and 3. Going into the corner, all of the LMP1s all right at one after another there. A little bit of contact there, I think, between a couple of drivers. And I think I've slowed down to try to help Wolf out, and he told me to go, so that's what we're doing right now. Kiwi and NX battling now for 1 and 2. Going down the front straight. Let's see what happens into the chicane. NX looks for the overtake on the outside, and he tucks back into the slipstream now. He's going to look for the outside line going into the chicane. Jock not too far behind the 2 leaders. A little bit of sliding there, he's good. And we stay green, even after the incident with Wolf. Harrison now trying to catch up to the top 3. Boza and Sim following behind them. We're going to drop down to me. I'm way behind the field after I slowed up to try to help Wolf out with some slipstream there. We are only 26 minutes in. We are not even halfway through with the race. Here in 4 minutes we will be. But we are still green. Wolf is trying to catch back up to the LMP1 field, and Ilmo is now the P1 position for the GT3s. Lacrosse not too far behind him. Lacrosse got taken out early on in the race, and he is back up into that P2 position for the GT3s. I will have to do some lousy editing for that leaderboard there, trying to show what position they are actually in. Sounds like we got a little bit of sliding going on back here. All of them make it through. Pan Am and Squash now battling each other. I don't know where Cat's at. Cat's quite a ways behind. Sebs is not far behind him. That's a corner cut penalty right there. Me and Cat are about doing the same position in both fields. We're not doing very well this race. This race was a very confusing and chaotic race, though. We got the Cookie Monster driving the Year 1 car. NW Star, Lacrosse, and Ilmo, your top 3 for the GT3 class. They will try to get into a battle, I guess, here pretty soon. Ilmo and Lacrosse are going to look for it. Lacrosse is definitely looking to get a battle for that P1 position for the GT3s. Wolf is now catching up. Sim has fallen behind just a little bit in P7 there. I am tracking down Bozo, trying to get up into that top 5. I almost take him out right there. Have him brake a little bit harder through that section. It looks like I might go for an overtake here pretty soon. Both of us getting a corner cut or track limit penalty there as we both fly off of the edge. And we're going to go full throttle so you guys can just watch the race and see what's going on. field getting pretty spaced out here. I think we had a safety car. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't look like it. I think we are still racing. Pan Am and Squash going at it now. Pan Am looking for that P1 position once more. Lacrosse is taking it over for the GT3 field. He's up into P1. Oh, never mind. Uno is still defending from Lacrosse. Squash and Pan Am absolutely battling it out for 3 and 4 here. On lap 8, we are just over halfway through with this race. Squash goes a little bit wide there. Pan Am's going to have the inside line. Pan Am overtakes him for P3. Lacrosse and Ilmo battling it out for 1 and 2. Lacrosse going to tuck back behind Ilmo in his slipstream here. Going through the very quick corners. Lacrosse is running his tail, looking for any sort of mistake or overtake option here. They've been running pretty much consistent 4-minute laps. Lacrosse going for an overtake. It looks like he might be going for it. I don't know what the weather's like right now, but it might be getting close to a light drizzle. Lacrosse looking to make an overtake on Ilmo here. Looking for that P1 position in the GT3s. The GT3s have been proving that they are the interesting class to watch here at Le Mans. A lot of the GT1s are all spread out from each other. Oh, Pan Am and Squash battling it out again. Squash goes for the inside or the outside pass, and he doesn't get it. Pan Am's defending that position from him. 3 and 4 absolutely battling each other for those positions. 1 and 2 are battling for those positions as well, as Lacrosse goes for an overtake, and he doesn't quite get it, but he's going to look for the outside line here, and he's going to do a switchback. Can he get the overtake? He might have the speed, and Lacrosse might go up, and he does. He overtakes Ilmo, but we are going down a straightaway now. Can Ilmo retake that position? Squash and Pan Am are right behind them as we go down the back straightaway now. Lacrosse has definitely got that P1 position now. I wonder if Ilmo is going to tuck behind him in that slipstream. It looks like he's got a side draft going on, going into the chicane now. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 fighting. A little bit of contact there between Pan Am and Squash. But the top 4 of the GT3 class are absolutely battling it out for those top 3 positions. Everybody's trying to get those points in for their team. Lacrosse has still gotten... Oh, he's got to run from Ilmo here. Ilmo's on the inside line. Can Ilmo keep it? Squash is also looking for an overtake on Pan Am. Going into the chicane now. What's going to happen? There's going to be some position changes. Lacrosse has got the inside line. Pan Am drops behind, and Jay Well-Beloved, or Squash, overtakes 2 positions in 1 chicane. Now it's going to be Pan Am and Ilmo battling for 3 and 4 as Squash gets up there with Lacrosse, and he is in that slipstream trying to get that overtake. It looks like we might be having a little bit of rain now. 35 minutes into the 1-hour race. There is some really hot breaks now going around those corners. All 4 of those drivers are absolutely duking it out with each other, trying to get those positions from each other. They are all battling for the lead, essentially. But Ilmo's going to have a really good run here. He's got the slipstream of all 3 of those top 3 cars. So I wonder if he'll be able to make any sort of overtakes. Pan Am overtakes Squash for the P2 position. Squash is going to look for another overtake here on Pan Am on the inside line. Going into the very swift left-hander here, and very tight left-hander. Pan Am goes off the track, comes back on and taps Ilmo there just a little bit. Pan Am drops down into P4. Squash is looking to overtake Lacrosse here. They have all ran some really good races within joining the league, and they are showing that they are really good drivers right here. All the LMP1 drivers are pretty spread out, but these GT3 drivers are on top of each other, absolutely battling it out, going to absolute war trying to get that P1 position. Squash gonna look for the inside line. He's gonna have it, and he overtakes Lacrosse for the first place position. Lacrosse is gonna try to catch back up to him, and what a flyby by those drivers. But Squash has got the P1 and the GT3. Lacrosse following him, Ilmo behind him, and Pan Am looking to overtake for that P3 position. Oh, Squash goes off. He's gonna get a penalty for that. Lacrosse not far behind. Ilmo behind him, and Pan Am is trying to get that overtake still. Pan Am has dropped down to 4th place. And he gets the P3 position. He's now trying to battle Lacrosse. I don't know who that is. I believe it might be Mindlux that is slowing down. I think we may have had a safety car deployed. I'm not sure who that driver is. But I've moved up into P5 there. Jock 4, Harrison 3, NX2, and Kiwi is still P1. I think Mindlux was the driver there that is getting the blue flag now. The LMP1s are starting to catch the GT3s now. Oh. 22 minutes left to go before we get the white flag. Kiwi has absolutely dominated the LMP1 field here. NX and Harrison have been battling pretty consistently throughout this race. Harrison dropping quite behind there, trying to catch up to the P2. We got Jock coming around the final couple corners here, and me not far behind him, jumping the curb once again. Running a 3:34. I've had some pretty inconsistent lap times here. I ran a 3:30 as my fastest lap, and then I have dropped down to 3:34 now. This race has been killing me. I believe that might be a penalty there. I cut the corner a little bit. But all the drivers pretty much on top of each other. Wolf and Rosa now 6 and 7. I believe Sim has just lagged out of the race because now Squash is in P8, but he's still P1 at the GT3 field. Lacrosse and Pan Am battling again. I'm not sure what happened to Ilmo though. I think Ilmo may have gone into the pits. I think he has. And Pan Am and Lacrosse are now going to battle for 2 and 3. Voza gets overtaken by, a little bit of contact there. Lacrosse gets shoved off the track by Pan Am. They're still going good though. And W Star trying to catch back up to them. He's now in P4, I believe. Squash is absolutely destroying these two guys now as they're battling. He's just kind of running his race and getting pulled away from them, trying to keep that P1 position on lockdown. And we're gonna go back to full throttle and just let you guys watch the race once more for at least the next minute or so. So now things might get a little bit chaotic as the LMP1s are starting to catch up to the GT3s and overtake them again. As I come up to one of the Warrior Motorsports drivers here, he's going to go for the inside and try to let me have the outside. And we get into it just a little bit, and I kind of force him off there. That's a struggle whenever you have GT3s up ahead of these LMP1s, and they're just trying to get by. But I've moved up into P4 position now, trying to track down Jock after I believe NX went into the pits. Coming up to the next corner though, the next chicane, I seem to run a pretty good line right here. And I'm going to try to catch up and overtake these GT3s on the straightaway so I don't have to do it into the corners. As I come up to one of them now, I'm absolutely blow past the cross. It's weird seeing how small these LMP1s are compared to those GT3s. But Jock in P3 of the LMP1 field as he comes up to one of the GT3 drivers. We got some GT3s battling up here as the LMP1s are trying to get past them. Going into the next corner though, Jock goes to the inside, and I believe Pan Am just lets him by right there, which is good sportsmanship. I think I almost blew the corner back there. And we got two GT3s battling now as Jock comes up to them. I believe it's Ilmo, and I don't know who the Warrior Motorsports driver is. But now the field is all sort of mixed up with the drivers. It's been pretty decent racing so far. I haven't seen any big incidents involving other drivers, but now I'm trying to overtake these GT3s into these corners, and it's getting a little sketchy. As I go, and I'm going to have to make a split-second decision here as I try to weave through the GT3 traffic, almost getting taken out by the Warrior Motorsports driver there, as we and him had the same idea on the same part of the track. Heading through the same section of the track that killed me last time. And it seemed to make it through into the grass a little bit, throwing that up onto the track. It is kind of fun seeing these GT3s and LMP1s get intertwined during the race, having them all sort of mixed up on the field. I almost go off the limit there and break the track limits. But I don't. Harrison is absolutely smoking Jock, and Kiwi has destroyed everybody else. NX goes into the pits and hits the intermediates as we start to get a little bit of rain on the track now. I believe most of the rain's already dissipated. It's a very, very light sprinkle. I think NX shouldn't have gone into the pits. NX drops to the back of the LMP1 field. And not a lot of battling going on between the LMP1s. The GT3s are more interesting to watch right now, because the LMPs are all spaced out and spread out from each other. NX dropped back quite a bit whenever he went into the pits. GT3's still battling each other. Squash is still up front. He's getting the blue flag for the LMP1s now. As the P3 driver Jock starts to catch up to him now, he's going to have to yield to Jock. He's got his headlights flashing, or his hazards on. Jock's going to look for the outside pass, and he gets it there. And Squash is still leading the GT3 field on lap 12. We are 48 minutes in now. We have got, I think it's 12 minutes to go before the end of the race. And we're going to go to full throttle again for the last time in this race. I believe we have just gotten a caution. I believe we just had a safety car come out, or a VSC, a virtual safety car for the entire field. It looks like most of them are going to go into the pits and get their tires changed up. I think Jock and Harrison both had the same idea here, going into the pits and getting those tires swapped. And I have moved up into P3 after the safety car. Jock getting his tires swapped out here. Minutes to go before the end of the, actually we've got 6 now before the end of the race, and we are green again, starting the race off. Kiwi gets a great restart jump there. A little bit of trouble with communication between the drivers, so a lot of them didn't get the green light right away. But the LMP1s are grouped up again, and so are the GT3s, so this should be some pretty good racing to the end of the race. Kiwi still ahead of the LMP1 field. Harrison, Silver Bullet, Jock, Wolf, Voza, and NX between the LMP1s. Kiwi still absolutely blowing the rest of the LMP1 field out of the water. As we get some flybys here, watching the cars fly through here. NX has a 3-second penalty. I'm not sure what that was for. I'm not sure what that was for. Maybe he passed the driver under yellow. I'm not sure what happened. He's going to have to serve a 3-second penalty here, though. Wolf and Boza, one after another, battling each other. And we got some position changing going on in the GT3s. Squash and Pan Am are back at battling again. So is Ilmo, and I think it's also, Lacrosse. It is the same top 4 that's battling earlier. We got a driver off into the sand again. And here we go. This should be some more interesting racing from these 4 drivers, as Pan Am goes a little wide there and drops down into 3rd. There's some position changing going on in the LMP1 field, but the GT3s are all grouped up again, and they're starting to break off again. So top 4 and bottom 4 are all fighting for their positions now. Lacrosse gets into the grass a little bit there. And it is the same story all over again. History repeats itself as these 4 drivers go back to war for the last couple laps of the race. We've got 4 minutes to go before the end of Le Mans, and Squash has absolutely dominated the GT3 field. Lacrosse is right there behind him. Pan Am and Ilmo battling once more behind them. I think Squash has got a really good run here. Oh, it looks like Lacrosse is into that slipstream. He's going to have some speed on him going into these last couple of corners. We got a yellow flag as one of the drivers spins out. I don't know who that was. I think it's Boza. Boza spins out and is now trying to regain some positions in the LMP1 field. It looks, I'm actually surprised that the GT3 is all slowed down. Oh, it looks like we have another virtual safety car, actually. So this will be the last virtual safety car of the race, as the GT3s get all spaced, grouped up again. They're too wide. We're waiting for them to get all single file. We will wait for the next safety car to lift. We're going to watch the GT3s this time on the restart. Here we go. We're getting ready to go green here for the GT3s and LMP1s. Last time around for the Le Mans race, and it looks like we are green flag racing again. All of the GT3s grouped up, and Squash is still up front. Pan Am, Lacrosse, and Ilmo are all top four still, as they are going to battle it out for the last lap of Le Mans, I believe. We've got 2 minutes till the end of the race. A little bit of contact there, and it looks like we have some drivers going off the track. We're going to go back and watch the replay. So it was NW Star gets into the back of Ilmo just a little bit there. Goes for the inside line. He gets into the grass. A little bit of contact between him and Ilmo, and he gets pushed off, and he goes across the track, takes out Sebs. Sebs gets, oh no, he takes out Mindlex, and there's a 3-vehicle wreck there. We have no more safety cars due to it being the last 2 minutes of the race. So same story, different lap. Squash, Pan Am, Lacrosse are all battling for those top 3 positions. Cat is now actually in that slot as well. Ilmo behind him. He may have got caught up in that incident a little bit back there, but Cat is now in P4, looking to try to defend that position from Ilmo in the Supra there. Lacrosse is also in the Supra, trying to catch up to Pan Am. Pan Am falling behind Squash just a little bit. Squash has got the overtake, or that P1 position. Let's go back up to the GT1s here. Voza, I believe, just spun up. Voza gets taken out in the last couple of corners of the track. He goes off, and he is being reset on the track. Wolf is trying to make an overtake on me, and I'm trying not to block him, but it is what it is. Wolf is going to get the overtake on me here pretty soon, and I think he's going to get it right here as we go down the straightaway, and he gets overtake on me, and I have dropped down into P6 out of 7. I'm not doing very great for P6 out of 8. We had a driver get taken out of the race early on. He had a DNF, but me and Wolf are going to battle now. NX and Jock are battling, and it looks like he was going to pull away from Harrison again. All these drivers in the LMP1 field have been pretty spaced out, but it is very interesting to watch those GT3s back there battling for their lives during this race. And it is the final lap as Kiwi drives it. I think he drove all 15 laps in the LMP1 class as the pole position leader, all the way up to the front straightaway now, into the last 2 corners here, or the last 4 corners. You got 2 chicanes, and I think he might drive away with this one. Kiwi coming up to the final corner. He's got that P1 position, and he drives it all the way to the start and finish line to win Le Mans here. We're going to have to watch over the replays. Harrison in 2, Jock 3, NX 4. I'm going to come across, or no, Wolf has got the P5 position, and I will end up in P6. Voza in P7. And we have Lacrosse coming up in that first place spot. He's going to have to defend against Pan Am between these last couple of corners. But I think Lacrosse has got it. I'm not sure when the race ends, but Lacrosse has got that first place. Pan Am's looking for it. Can Pan Am get an overtake before the end of the race here? I don't think so. Lacrosse has got a pretty good run. Katusa and Squash are battling there for 3rd place. You that don't know, during the Warrior Motorsports Legends Le Mans race, the one that you just watched, we actually do have to go through and watch all of the film to make sure all the drivers didn't get penalties for track limits and all that stuff like that. So our officials are working on it. So I ask that you give us a little bit of time. If you would like to see the leaderboard I will post some highlights with the leaderboard in the comment section or the description of the YouTube video. You can also look and see what happened after the race on our TikTok page. It is called DDRU Official. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. It is our main account for racing and the entire DDRU community, so go ahead and check that out. Follow us and just kind of be there and support us if you want to. But that is it for Legends of Le Mans. We will be back next time with the victors. I will see you guys in the next race. Thank you.